guys, my name is Kelly Olin. I am a mom of 3 and a certified faster way to fat loss coach and brand ambassador for Zyia Activewear. I wanted to create a guide for people that are hearing about macros and people counting macros all over the place, but they're like, dare I ask, what are macros? Because it seems like it's a hot topic these days. And so I sat down to write this guide and realized, you know what? I think a video would be so much more fun. I like connecting with people this way, and I feel like this might be a lot easier for people to understand if I kind of break it down this way versus just writing a bunch of copy, which is not nearly as much fun to read through. So I'm going to break it down for you quick and dirty. Here we go. All right, so in all food, there are calories, right? Calories are made up of 3 macronutrients. They're made up of fat, carbohydrates, and protein. Those are the 3 macronutrients. So if you have 100 calories, I can guarantee you there's nothing else in there other than fat, carbohydrates, and protein. Those are the only 3 macronutrients that there are. Okay, that's what makes up all calories. Now, when you take a look at each of those macronutrients, though, some have more grams per calorie than others, okay? So for example, fat has 9 calories per gram of fat, okay? So if you were just to have 1 gram of fat, that's gonna be 9 calories, okay? Now, protein and carbohydrates only have 4 calories per gram, okay? So when you are looking at your total calorie intake, you could eat fat only, for example, but you're not going to be able to eat as much in grams because it is 9 calories per gram versus protein and carbohydrates, which are only 4, okay? Now, when you are breaking down and looking for the maximum kind of like balance in your diet for fat loss, I'm going to recommend, and this is a program that I recommend and help you through in the Faster Way to Fat Loss, but what I recommend is doing 45% carbohydrates of your total calories, okay? And I'll show you how to calculate that here in a second. So 45% carbohydrates, 30% fat, and 25% protein. So what does that look like, okay? So let's say that we've already established that, you know, a good calorie deficit for you to be in would be, let's say it's 2,000 calories per day, okay? And again, this kind of depends on your weight, how much you have to lose, what your activity level is, and I do help you through this with the Faster Way to Fat Loss. But let's just say 2,000 calories was your total calorie goal for the day, okay? So we know we want 45% of your calories to come from carbohydrates. So what we're going to do, pull up my calculator here, we got 2,000 calories and 45% or times 0.45 of that is 900 calories. So 900 calories are going to come from carbs. That means we're going to divide that by 4 because we know we have 4 calories per gram. So you want to have 225 grams of carbohydrates per day. So as you're tracking your food in MyFitnessPal or another program I really like that's free, it's called Fat Secret, you're going to want to track your grams of carbohydrates per day and make sure that that's at 225. Okay, so let's take a look at fat and carbs. So fat, I said we want that to be 30%. So we're going to go 2,000 times 0.3, which would be 30%. So we want 600 of our calories to come from fat. Now we're going to divide this number by 9, 66, okay? So about 66 grams of fat we should have each day. Now let's take a look at what our protein should be. That's 2,000 calories, that's an easy one, times 0.25 is 400. Did that work out right? 2,000 calories times 0.25. Yeah, 500. I was going to say that sounds wrong. Okay, 500 calories. Now we're going to divide that by 4, because again, the protein is 4 calories per gram, 125 grams of protein per day. So now you know what your gram goals should be each day. So when people say that they're tracking their macros, that means that every time they eat something, they're looking up what the makeup of that food is, protein, fat, and carbs. They're tracking it in probably an app like MyFitnessPal or Fat Secret, and they're making sure that they're eating towards each of those goals in protein, fat, and carbohydrates in terms of grams. Now, it can kind of be a little Tetris-like, where you're like, okay, I had this much, and now I need to kind of fill in with this area, and so on and so forth. Also, not all carbs and protein and fat are all created equal. You know, we've heard there's good fats and bad fats, right? We've heard, we know that, eating fruit, which is a carbohydrate mostly, is going to be different than eating like candy or cake, which is also a carbohydrate, okay? So not all carbs or fat are created equal. And that is also something that I teach you through the Faster Way to Fat Loss. But my hope is that this has been a good kind of overview for you, a quick and dirty overview to learning how to track your macros. I encourage you to follow me on social media. If you'd like to learn more, you can follow me at Simple Healthy Kelly on Instagram, or also at Zyia on Instagram to learn more about the activewear line that I represent as well. You can also follow me on Facebook, Simple Healthy Life, and Kelly Olin. You can connect with me as a friend. I would love to connect with you. All right, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.